What's up, YouTubers? It's Johnny from JohnnyFrom.com, and tonight I'm drinking Port Royal Export, and I'm coming from Copan, Honduras. And tonight I want to talk to you about the Germans, what's going on in Germany and the EU. My headline's going to be Germans vote to kick themselves out of the EU. Now that's not a real thing. I'm just making a joke. I saw in some of the newspapers and some of the press reports that people are yearning to go back to the German mark in Germany. And the Germans are starting to rue the day they joined the EU and had to bail out and support all those how can I put this? Support all those welfare bums in the EU, specifically the Eastern Europeans. And I think we're seeing about 1 million refugees coming in from the east, mainly Muslims. So we're seeing an invasion of Germany of people whose values don't really go well with German values. And we're seeing the Germans starting to buckle under all the stress and pressure of growing a slowing economy, growing unemployment, and growing resentment of having to support the southern European countries, having to support all the immigrants coming in, and it looks like over 1 million, maybe another 1 million next year if they can't stop this flood of immigrants. And then not only to add insult to injury, but a week or two ago it appears to be some coordinated attacks by Muslims to molest and or rape women. My understanding, one woman was raped, a policewoman, a volunteer policewoman. And my understanding is the police didn't really do much when they saw this happening or witnessed this or were aware of it, and now heads are starting to roll. And now Germans are starting to wish they weren't in the EU. They didn't have to support all these deadbeats in the EU and all these deadbeat immigrants coming in and taking all the welfare. All over the EU, you're starting to see countries crack down on the welfare benefits immigrants can receive. And you're even starting to see the Danes wanting to make a law where whatever wealth they come into the country, they have to give up over a certain amount, about 2,500 euros, I think. I'm not sure about that, but go ahead and make a comment and correct me if I'm wrong. But overall, what you're starting to see is a lot of resentment in the EU, especially the Western European countries are really under a lot of stress of having to integrate a lot of Muslims who don't share their values, and also integrate a lot of economic immigrants from the EU, Eastern EU, and the Southern EU, like especially Spain, Portugal, and having to bail out their nations. The Southern European nations' banks, the German banks, are owed tremendous amounts of money from Portuguese banks, Spanish banks, even French banks. And I think the average EU citizen, or the average citizen in Germany, but even the average EU citizen in Scandinavia, well, in some of the northern countries, are starting to resent that. And so now you're seeing calls to put up walls to stop these immigrants from coming in. You're seeing calls to restrict welfare benefits to immigrants coming in. And you're seeing kind of a closing of Western Europe. Is it too little too late? I don't know. Only time will tell. Personally, I think Germany and the EU may be dead. And if you're looking for a plan B or you want to get out, I can assure you things are okay in Central Europe. Things are cool in the Philippines, Thailand. So anyone who wants to shoot me an email, just go to johnnyfrom.com and I'll point you in the right direction. But it looks pretty ominous in Western Europe, and it looks pretty ominous in Germany. So ominous that people are nostalgic for the German mark, and it seems like they want to close their borders to immigrants and close their borders just in general. So tell me what you think. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I really appreciate it. But tell me what you think. All right, thanks.